Hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back, and today we're going to be talking about the ramifications of the book of Boba Fett, Episode 6. So if you haven't watched it yet, which I can't believe it wouldn't be spoiled for you yet already, but go ahead and click away because we're going to reference a lot of that episode and what it means for the future of these Disney Plus shows. So you've been warned. We've got to talk about this really connected shared universe approach we're now seeing to the Disney Plus New Republic era. And I've seen a lot of fans expressing their concerns about this. The fact that the shows are becoming more and more almost advertisements for what comes next. How it looks like they're kind of copying the Marvel model, which is you have this really intertwined, interwoven, segment of products, and if you haven't watched one, then you really can't watch the others, so you have to watch all of them, and it becomes kind of jumbled and convoluted, and you can't just tell someone, hey, you should go watch Book of Boba Fett. Well, really, for them to enjoy it, they're going to have watched Mando Season 1 and Season 2, and that can get kind of hard. Now, for me, that's a non-issue, right? Because I watch all the things Star Wars, and I assume a lot of us do too. I don't think there's a lot of people who would watch Book of Boba Fett who haven't watched Mandalorian, but I understand the concern nonetheless, which is we now are in this space where cameos and big events might be prioritized over interesting and good storytelling. And I think that can be a legitimate fear. I don't think we're there yet, though. I would argue Mando Season 1, 2, and Book of Boba Fett have been really good on their own accord, and the cameos to me have really enhanced a lot of the storytelling. I think specifically about Bo-Katan in Season 2. I thought what she provided to the show and the connections with the Darksaber to me have really just enhanced, Din Djarin's tale. I think Ahsoka in a lot of ways did as well. I don't think she took the show over in any way, but I think she was a natural option for for Din Djarin to find in his quest to get Grogu home. It didn't ever feel out of place. And so while cameos can't be the only thing your show has going for it, I do think they can be a really enjoyable and useful tool. Because let's be honest here, I'm very critical of Marvel. If you guys have ever seen me on the stream or heard me talk about other topics, I think Marvel gets away with making a lot of really subpar content, but because of all the big moments and the big characters and the generally really well cast characters that are just so charismatic, you just have a good time watching it. And hey, that's not a bad thing, but it really lets them kind of skate by without really ever pushing the envelope or making really exceptional content. So I can be very critical of Marvel, and I don't want Star Wars to follow that same model per se. But one thing I can argue is shared universes are a lot of fun. It is really cool to see characters that I've known for 7 years from watching 7 seasons of watching the Clone Wars, to see them reappear, to see Ahsoka get her story more fleshed out, to hopefully see more in her own show about what happened to the crew from Rebels. To me, while I understand cameos can't be the only thing having, your show carry forward, they can be really useful and a lot of fun. It feels rewarding to spend 10 years of your life in this universe and seeing callbacks to characters and moments you've loved. And I know fans aren't calling for all cameos to be removed, but to me, we have to try to find this balance of, enough connection to stories past as long as a new frontier. And The Mandalorian is kind of limited because this New Republic era only has so many stories it can tell. This is one reason that you guys know I'm a big fan of the High Republic era. I've started to read the New Jedi Order as well, just because I want to explore new places, new time periods. And so I'd love to see Star Wars go there. I hope The Acolyte, gets us there. I hope projects like Star Wars Eclipse get us there. I want to explore places outside of this Skywalker era. But The Mandalorian doesn't exist there. It exists in a time frame that we have pretty good context for. And so the sort of characters and stories they can tell are also limited. And what they've done, I think, can be commended, which is build this interconnected kind of own era of Star Wars, right? With its own, its own heroes, its own villains, while still respecting what came before. I think it's been a tough balance. I think most of the time they've been successful, but I also understand the concern that it can't be the only thing that drives Star Wars forward. And so I want to ask you guys, what do you think about this down below? Is the Mandalorian verse, the Mandoverse, becoming another Marvel Disney product, or is it still, feeling like authentic Star Wars and still, providing us good content and the cameos are just icing on top. I tend to think we're closer to the latter. I think a lot of the content we've gotten in this Disney Plus have been really solid. In fact, I would argue what Star Wars is doing on Disney Plus is significantly better than what Marvel has done on Disney Plus, with a few, caveats. I think Star Wars has built this character of Din Djarin a household name. I mean, the Mandalorian, Mando, he is a household name. He's a character we love, who's only introduced a handful of years ago. And if these cameos were the only thing we loved, so if we only loved Ahsoka, so, in this new character, all we found to enjoy were the old callbacks, that would be one thing. But I think we all love Grogu and Din Djarin, and they're brand new characters. And yeah, they have connections to the characters that we've seen and loved before, but they don't define that character. Luke and Din Djarin encountering doesn't make me love, oh, now I love Mando because he's seen Luke. No, he has his own character, he has his own story, he has his own mission, and I've grown to love that character. And it's cool to see him interact with characters I've loved in the past, but they don't define him. And I think that's the distinction that I'm trying to make here. Maybe I'm crazy, and definitely I don't think it's wrong to voice these concerns, because this can't happen where you become so concerned with building this inflated, connected universe that your audience has to tune in and watch all 80 shows. That's a legit concern. I don't think we're there yet, and I trust that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau can kind of keep that in check, and that the other stories they've greenlit, like Acolyte, like this Taika Waititi movie, like possible trilogies from Rian Johnson and others, will go in different places, we'll see different things. But right now, it's kind of fun to live in this newish era with a lot of homages to the past and what we loved before. Just my thoughts on the matter. I wanted to get something out there. I've seen a lot of discourse on there. And not like overly negative, crazy stuff either. I don't want to get this twisted. I think fans have had legit concerns. One thing I want to call out is I think there's really been some great episodes here in the Book of Boba Fett. Specifically, episode 2 and 4, I thought were really enjoyable. They didn't really have any major cameos of any kind. They told really good stories with this character. And yeah, it was kind of weird to then depart and go on kind of a Mando adventure. But I'm hoping as we steer back to the finale here, we get some connections and some closure, and hopefully continues to develop this character. I think it's been easy to look at the totality of the show, see how good episode 5 was and how fun episode 6 was, and say, oh my goodness, like this is just another excuse for Mando. Boba Fett's been lost in the shuffle. I don't think that's true. Maybe the way they designed the show could be improved. One thing I suggested in my live stream this week was they probably just needed to call the show something different. It's called Book of Boba Fett, so fans expected like the definitive Boba Fett experience, focused on him and his adventures, and it's kind of departed from that. So if they would have called it like, I don't know, Adventures in the New Republic or something like that, and we knew it'd be an anthology like Clone Wars or Rebels that took departures from the main characters to explore other characters at the same time, I think that might have set up the expectations better. I don't know, that might have been a small change to make, but something that stuck out to me nonetheless. So how have you guys liked the Book of Boba Fett and this new Disney heavily intertwined shared universe? I can't help but enjoy a lot of what we've seen. Even though, it's kind of switched from the original focus of Boba and focused a lot on Mando, I think the episodes have been really good, especially episode 5. I think it was phenomenal. I'm hoping the finale is strong. I'm excited for that. I expect we're going to see different things with the other projects, though. Like, I think Kenobi is going to be its standalone own experience. I think same thing for the, animated shows like Visions. I think they'll continue to try new things, and like The Acolyte. So just my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you guys think down below. We look forward to talking about this over the next couple weeks. The finale is just around the corner, so let's see how it wraps up. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It was great to have you guys interact on those Thursday night live streams. Come tell me your thoughts when we break down the finale there this week. Until next time, guys, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you again very soon.